Hello, hello, my beloved waking gods and goddesses. Welcome to Love, Truth, and Beauty. Do it yourself or divine in the flesh, where your PTSDs, your pains, traumas, suffering, and dramas are golden gateways to waking up and staying awake, where we learn to navigate the ups and downs of the totality of human experience in this perception managed reality, where our seven senses in our true sensual sensorial world have been squished and dumbed down into the limitations of five sense reality. Before we get started, please do give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, hit the notification bell, selecting the all setting so that when I upload, the YouTube will let you know. I'll be uploading videos Tuesdays and Fridays, 2 p.m. Eastern. Please also comment and share. My name is Maria West, and I am your hostess of the highest, here to download, upload, inspire, and usher you into your bestest and brightest selves, your bestest and brightest light, inviting you all to open your hearts wider and wider still. In today's video, in the spirit of sharing and offering up some relieving tools amidst what seems to be a massive focused infusion of the energies and the energy signatures of fear and terror and anxiety and panic, free-floating and purposely floating around in the ethers by the powers that want to be, the God, goddess, eaters. Yeah, call me fucking crazy. I don't care. Because what the fuck is going on, folks, in the world? We've got these massive health scares worldwide, along with the ongoing shit shows that shall remain nameless because I don't want to go there. So I felt inspired to do a presentation on all about the first chakra, because when we get caught up in fear and survival modes and lack and prosperity, decline, poverty consciousness, our superpower of divine manifestation, active within the gifts of our first chakra, gets blocked. Okay? So that's why I'm here. And so let's get started. What I want to do is I want to just quickly grid everyone here in electric violet light so as to minimize the entity interference that really doesn't want us folks to connect with this information, so that we can stay vertical and not leak out our energy horizontally, or not accept energy that is not in our best interest. So let's all get into our cozy, comfy places as I lead us on a little bit of a guided grounding and healing meditation in preparation for the fertile ground, so that we can receive this information, heal, release, take back our powers, get vertical again from all our interference. And we've got lots of it, whether it's tribal, whether it's societal, pop culture, whatever. So as per usual, do light a candle or two, get yourself situated into your cozy, comfy places, and let's just go ahead and do this. So close your eyes, beloveds, and let's just all receive a deep breath in and let it out, allowing yourselves to fully arrive and land here right now, wherever your here and now happen to be, just as you are. And just drop in to your body from your head, and just allow your breath to fill your body with life force, pranic energy of all colors, trusting your body to receive the colors that it needs to move into greater clarity. That's it. Nice and easy. Breathing in your own timing, in your own way. And I am going to co-create a grid of electric violet light surrounding us in all directions over the curvature of our planet, setting the intention that all energies and entities, tribal and matrix system realities alike, including any intra, extra-dimensional portals and doorways, that have opened, blocking and interfering with our true divine natures, that they be instantly dissolved and or returned to their sources, knowing and embodying that our divinity of being source, God, goddess, all that is, infinite loving awareness and consciousness, ever being, ever evolving, ever becoming, having a human spirit experience, all for the highest good, the deepest possible truth, the innermost clarity and peace, and most profound of healing. Let us all be open to receive this information as a reminder that we already are divine. Aho, Amen, Jai Ma. Okay, my love bugs. All right, so you can take notes or just relax, sit back, and listen as I download you regarding your superpower of divine manifestation. And this really is all about the gifts of the first chakra specifically, which really highlights basic instincts and birthing our dreams. So our superpower divine manifestation is activated and embodied through the first chakra, also known as the base chakra, root chakra, survival center, instinctual center, or Muladhara chakra. It is located at the base of the spine, between the anus and the genitals. This is the 7th point of entry of divine inspiration and its creative energies of all that is possible, all things known, to be known, and yet to be known and discovered. And as the 7th input of divine inspiration, we're talking about all your fondest dreams and your brilliant, yes, and often wacky, leading edge, far out ideas from the divine assigned to you. Yes, you, my loves, for complete download, for you to bring forward into the planet, out into the world. And you know it because you've seen it, you've dreamt it, you've spoken about it very, very easily from your heart. Your passion for this intention flows, and with divine clarity, you've attracted all the assistance, the connections, the money, the how-to information to actually manifest your dreams and intentions. And it all feels so good because now you're birthing these dreams and intentions down into physicality. This is the nature of creativity. So your first chakra, the base center, governs our superpowers of divinely inspired manifestation, the actual birthing of your brilliant ideas, your dreams, your intentions into pure physicality. Now, whether you're birthing a baby, a book, a CD of original music, your dream home, an independent film, or your world service, it does not matter. This center fuels the empowerment and assurance of survival into thriving, mastering and respecting nature, honoring life and all relationships. Also feeling safe in your body and in your surroundings and environment. And if not, being able to defend yourself, perhaps with lethal, deadly force, or running the fuck away. Okay, manifestation at its highest vibration in service to one and all. And what's going on at this time, it seems to be there's an infusion of all this fear and doubt and panic that there isn't enough, we're all going to be killed, we're all going to be rounded up, etc. All right? We have to stop. So let's talk about our first chakra's gifts and meanings. Okay, the first chakra is associated with the earth element and represents the manifestation of all that is divine into pure physicality, capable of being perceived by all 7 of our senses, not 5, our 7. Okay, because this is the totality of our human experience. And the action of moving into form from formless is the masculine creative potential, which is formless, moving into form, which is the feminine manifested potential. And this is activated through our inspirations, our dreams, our intentions. All right. And if you haven't seen my previous video about the nature of creativity, I will link it in the box below. Okay. So the first chakra channels and brings in earth energy up through the soles of the feet. Okay. So we have the downward infusion of universal inspired spiritual inspiration down from the top of the head into the soles of our feet, into the planet. And then the planet also gives us energy up from the planet, this earth energy through the soles of our feet. This is an absolute balance mastery practice of breathing through the soles of your feet. And this mixes with divine energy that's coming down into the body from the top of the head, with the earth energies entering the body up through the soles of the feet. I want you to practice this because this is really quite fantastic in reconnecting with the earth, especially since we are getting bombarded by EMF fields. And the recent rollout of 5G, holy shit. So people, I want you all to consider this. If you got Wi-Fi going on 24/7, you need to stop. Turn it the fuck off when you're not scrolling, all right? Because we need to take back our divinity. We need to take back our power. We need to be more mindful and conscious about what we allow into our homes, what we allow to bombard our bodies and our homes with, okay? And the rollout has already happened. So there's nothing we're going to be able to do. You can't fight it. It's happening. So we need to adjust. We need to adapt, and adapt in a way where we're not like lambs to the slaughter, okay? We're going to be more proactive and do what we can do to stop the madness, to alleviate it, to deny its full impact. All right? So by this practice of breathing in earth energy, Gaia energy, Pancha Mama, through our soles of the feet, we can experience this rootedness that can actually lead us into meditative states that can lead us to bliss on earth and regaining trust in the divine and in life itself. When we are in the state, we are in alignment with the divine and tuned into the frequency of the planet, Earth, Gaia herself. She, who is abundant and plentiful in all the resources we may need and require, contrary to belief of all of the folks that are in that place, in that space of, oh my God, we're killing the planet, we're doing this, we're doing that, and humans are bad. We need to stop. Stop. Okay? The first chakra is associated with a 4-petaled lotus. It is also associated with karmic completion. What you sow, so shall you reap. What goes around comes around. So just kind of notice how that feels for you. And move into a place of forgiveness. I'll include the Ho'oponopono forgiveness practice in the description box because I really want us to start really turning this shit show around in terms of blaming ourselves. And in my opinion, the biggest bully on the planet is ourselves, what we do ourselves, the guilt, the shame, the putting down, the denial of our magic and our gifts. So understand the power of your first chakra and what it wields and how you can harness this power to allow the fullness of divine inspiration into your entire being, allowing the download into this root chakra, birthing your intention into pure physicality, from formless into form. So the first chakra deals with the basics of living, our safety and security issues, food, clothing, shelter from the elements of nature, being able to stay warm and dry, or cool and protected from the heat and the sun, from scorching winds, or protection from wild animals and violent, aggressive people, shielding you from any and all danger. These issues of safety and survival can change with each phase of our lives. So safety and security issues of a child are going to be different from that of a teenager, a grown-up, or a senior citizen, or a homeless person, or somebody that is part of a community where there's quote-unquote comfort in numbers. And then there are those of us that are quite isolated and hermits. So we're going to experience safety and survival in many, many different ways. Now, wisdom acquired during adolescence often becomes a reference point for us during childhood. I know that for myself, I spent a lot of time alone as an adolescent and teenager. Nobody talked to me. So I learned how to be safe in my own skin starting at a very, very early age. Now, these issues are directly related to our ability to manifest readily and easily. You know, we do what we got to do or we don't. Also, our birth traumas often translate into our manifestation process and abilities, as well as being a template for our safety and security issues. So I am going to suggest that if you have an intuition that you have some birth traumas, that perhaps you do some energy work or some breath work around your birthing process. Ask questions if you're connected with your mother about what it was like to give birth to you. These have clues, because as babies, we are helpless. And the way our mother or caretakers handled our care imprints and influences our first chakras greatly. And from here, we become programmed for victim consciousness, which leads to what I call weaponized woundology. That is, blaming the world, blaming others for our failures, blaming others for our misfortunes, and then utilizing these as excuses to perpetuate violence upon others with impunity and this sort of entitlement to compensation. I mean, absolutely crazy absurd. Now, these pervasive feelings of insecurity, neediness, feelings of rejection and dejection as a victim and or perpetrator, as in the sort of doomsday enthusiast, I don't know about you, but I am so tired of these end of the world scenarios. Stop. And I know this stuff has been going on since time immemorial, so it's nothing new, but I, for one, I'm over it. I'm tired of it. I mean, you can't bore me. You can't bore me fast enough with that shit. But I know that it is a very, very powerful stance that can trigger a lot of survival insecurities in many people. And people don't even realize that they're tuned into it. Okay? And then on the other side, the empowering side, there is this sort of trusting that the universe is an abundant and wonderful place, geared up and set up for our successes so that we can tune into the resources that are needed and we can manifest them, magnetize them to our lives. So the first chakra and the seventh chakra are closely linked to one another because they govern the physical body's hormonal system. So unless the first chakra is well grounded, hence the grounding practice of putting your feet on dirt, on the earth, and taking that energy up. If the first chakra is well grounded, the crown chakra, the seventh chakra, will function properly. Otherwise, it won't, and vice versa, in that the connection of the divine energies through our chakras, which feed all our superpowers up and down the body, this all gets impeded and blocked. All right. And this translates into various expressions of physical illness and disease. The energies of fight and flight are very, very important gifts associated with the first chakra. So when faced with an emergency, each of us has a reservoir of physical resources that allows us to stay and fight or run the fuck away, right? Okay. Now, when this happens, the adrenal glands release adrenaline or epinephrine, and this gives us the extra power and strength to fight or run away. Now, when the first chakra is weakness rather than fight or flight, we freeze, okay? We want to unfreeze and stay aware and awake so that we can take care of ourselves and our families. So a balanced first chakra allows us to feel safe and secure with the ability to be comfortable in a group situation without being domineering or needy or a sycophant. And those of you who don't know what a sycophant is a yes person that just says yes to everything. Just say yes to go along, to get along. A lot of people who are sycophants tend to like to be part of groups where they don't have to take any responsibility. It's kind of that mob mentality where we can burn the town down, but hey, I didn't do it. None of us did it. You see what I mean? Yeah, it's kind of messed up. Anyways, getting back, balanced first chakra allows us to feel confident and trust in our inner guidance and instincts, enabling us to feel in touch with our physical bodies and spirituality in a very grounded way. A balanced first chakra also allows us to receive and manifest our intentions into physicality because we truly believe we are deserving of success and all of what life has to offer. And what it is that we offer is beautiful, brilliant, is in service to humanity, is something that is coming from our souls and our hearts. Okay? When the first chakra energy is full, we feel confident. We're able to take charge of ourselves and our basic needs. Survival is assured. We feel stabilized. We're able to thrive, which means we're able to make money, feed ourselves, clothe ourselves, house ourselves, and receive support in our lives. All right? So this is the activation of our seventh sense, which is our innate generosity and care. The divine masculine principle of gifting, giving, lending support readily, easily, and in balance to others enthusiastically, and also receiving. That is the divine feminine gift of receiving, being magnetic, okay? So when the first chakra is depleted, we tend to be tentative, kind of whiny, wimpy, unsure of ourselves, not sure we deserve to be here on the planet. We feel at risk, in harm's way, like something bad is going to happen for sure. We're going to get, our homes are going to be stormed and taken away from us, etc. There's this tremendous sense of scarcity, deprivation. This is the basis of poverty consciousness. And there's also a lot of ungroundedness, insecurity, the constant needs for reassurance from others, all right? We need to be able to stand firm in the entirety of our beings. Now, there's a lot of talk in spiritual circles about courting and blocks to our chakras, interference and programming, and we all have this in common, all of which do actually prevent the download of divine inspiration at the first chakra. So when you're being courted in your first chakra, someone is projecting, leaking out their fears and wants to you to be his or her very own personal life support system. Boy, do I know that, because I, in general, have been everybody's go-to biatch for all the information, all the goods. Help me do this, da-da-da. I've done it. I'm not complaining about it, but I have learned that I need to be more discerning about how, where, when, how often I do this kind of stuff, because I have a history. I'm guilty of it, of being very codependent and very dysfunctional and enabling people to not do their lives and not take responsibility. So these people believe that his or her survival is predicated on you and what you do or do not do for them. All right. Now, this dependency and dysfunction, it's a fucking two-way street. It's going to drain you and drain the other person and enable them. Enable them. Okay. So generally, when you're cording out from your first chakra, you are reaching out to either rescue someone. So that's why I say it takes two. And you're pretty much saying, you can't survive without me. I have to hold you up, or you have to need me. Okay? Does that sound familiar? I mean, when I started looking at this, I was like, oh my God. It's kind of shocking. You really start seeing the sort of underlying things of what it is that you're up to and what you're not up to. And then on the other hand, perhaps you are the one in need. Okay? Me being able to take care of people justified my reason for being. Okay? Because I was like really raised that I had no value and that I was a disappointment. Everything was my fault. My mom's life was my fault, etc., etc., etc. So I kept wanting to take care of people and putting others first to keep proving that I was worthy and that I had value. You see what a mess that is? That is a mess. Okay, so this is the basis of codependency. It's a two-way energetic street. There are no victims, only participants, only specific patterns of unconscious fear and insecurity that directly relate to the physical safety of the body. The fear of not being able to provide the basics and necessities for oneself and family. That is a huge one that is like going on. And then on the other hand, a lot of the people that I know who are in this are gazillionaires. So it doesn't even seem to matter how much fucking money you have or don't have. These fears are, many of them are just very, very unconscious, and the people are not aware of what's going on. And this goes along with the fear that the world is a really dangerous, frightening, and fucked up place filled with terrifying people and things, that we're not safe, that there at any time a stranger can come through our front doors, knock it down, kill you and kill your family. Hello. Okay, that insecure feeling that there's no place that you can really call home, that you don't belong anywhere. That's one of my faves, one of my personal faves. Where do I belong? Oh my God. So this is something that I work on this quite a lot, you know, because I have a tendency to isolate, and the isolation that I tend to do is in direct response to my dysfunctional codependent ways of just allowing myself to be inundated, to be a source of sustenance and food and supply constantly for like decades before I finally was able to pull my head out of my butt, right? And be more conscious about how I do this. And this fear that comes from not trusting in the divine and not feeling confident in yourself enough to manifest your goals. And, you know, for me, it's a little rough because I manifest, yeah, but I don't keep a lot of my manifestations, which is kind of an interesting thing. I tend to like just leak it away, give it away, etc. No celebrating of it, okay? But I digress. So the feeling that you are totally isolated and alone and completely unsupported in the world and no one cares. That's another one of mine. Feeling totally disconnected and alienated. Feeling abandoned, forgotten, banished from your tribal roots and or community ties. That's one of mine too. And I hear a lot of people talk about this because everybody's online. We are scattered all over the world. And with the advent and proliferation of social media, and the addiction that social media has caused for all of us, where we have to sit there and scroll and log in and just on and on and on and on and on, because this is tapping into our lack and our sense of alienation, of feeling abandoned, of not having true community, and then projecting all of that onto social media. All right. So, yikes. All right. Let's talk about when your first chakra needs working on. Okay. How we know we need to work on it. Okay. It's when we're feeling like we've lost trust in life. When we don't feel comfortable in our bodies, like our body isn't ours, like it's not my body, it's someone else's, and it's only for their benefit. That you're only here for your children, or you're only here for your mate. You can't kick your kids to the curb, but you can kick other people to the curb, and do it, please. All right. When you're worried about the future, meeting your obligations, your monthly bills, etc. When you're easily overwhelmed by life. When you feel overwhelmed and inundated by what you see in consensus reality media, the news. When you feel chronically tired and have no energy. Or when you don't exercise or move your body enough or at all. Or perhaps that's all you want to do, and you want to default to the gym and work out 24 hours a day. I mean, I know people who spend all day and night at the gym. Another one, you can't seem to manifest your intentions or meet your goals no matter what you do. You often feel cold and have cold hands and cold feet. Your digestion isn't working properly. That's it, right? You have problems with your colon and pooping, whether it's pain, bleeding, gas, constipation, diarrhea, parasites, etc. Now, with parasites they're critters, okay? They have consciousness. So a lot of us, in fact, I'd go so far as to say that we all have worms and parasites. And these parasites and worms, dare I say, are getting you to eat stuff that they want, not necessarily stuff that you want or would be more of a healthy choice. So, just kind of like pay attention to what your cravings are like telling you. Also, there is chronic low back pain when the first chakra is off. There's also sciatica, the throwing your back out often. That's a first chakra issue. Varicose veins are first chakra issues. Rectal difficulties, specifically fistulas, tumors, hemorrhoids, etc. First chakra issues. Depression, neediness, constant worrying, anxiety, and terror. We've gone over that. Also, self-destruction. Being addicted to like dangerous behavior. Addiction to drugs, smoking, alcohol, gambling, shopping, sex, violence, road rage, that sort of thing. Also, selfishness, narcissism, materialism, really adhering to the motto, the one with the most toys wins, and is king or queen at all costs, any and all costs, usually at the cost of others, though. Also the bullying mentality, sociopath, psychopath, anger. We talked about road rage a little bit in some previous videos. Controlling, critical, judgmental outbursts toward others, that sort of blame and shame game, resentfulness, vengeance, aggressiveness, and frustration, entitlement, jealousy, and envy of those who seem to get everything that they want. Now, notice that is probably your projection, or the sort of tentative nature of folks who tend to be kind of, their chests are like cave in, their heads down, their eyes are on the ground, they avoid eye contact, they're just really uncomfortable. The shoulders are sloped and rounded forward. They tend to be meek and shy and kind of wimpy and wishy-washy and kind of have that kind of time. It's like, okay. So Here's some suggestions on how to and or seek assistance to dissolve and heal these first chakra blocks, the interference, and programming easily. So you can move yourself into a powerful place of manifestation and expression of your deepest gifts made physical, whatever it is, a book, a CD, new home, a loving relationship, a new career. So one thing that you can do is you can do some absolute balance mastery sessions or other energy healing modalities to work through your tribal and family issues. Since the first chakra deals with the tribe, your family, you can enhance your sense of self, belonging, and redefine family and community. Wow, what a novel idea. Okay. You can do hypnotherapy, tapping, life coaching, psychotherapy. You can hire a financial planner or counselor and get clear about your relationship with money and wealth, dissolving your tribal lack. There's a new form of psychology, the psychology of money. And so I hear there's a new program that is allowing therapists, licensed therapists, to like focus in on that. That would be a good thing. Also, breath work, discover and dissolving your birth script. We talked about that earlier. This is extremely powerful work to release and dissolve more tribal programming around getting birthed into physicality and dissolving birth traumas. There's also studying the law of attraction, the laws of manifestation regarding goal setting. One of my favorite books is the Abraham Hicks book called Ask and It Is Given. That is a fabulous starting place. And those of you who want to poo-poo it, go ahead. I don't care. Also, just to get off your butt and stop making excuses, to bust a move and take action, to exercise regularly. This does not mean exercising to exhaustion. That doesn't do any good. Being in the gym for hours. No. Get physically active and doing some activity that enhances breathing and raises your heart rate and moves your body, and therefore it moves your energy. Because a lot of the time, I know a lot of us are schlunked in front of a computer screen all day. This is not good. And especially when we're getting bombarded by the EMF, it's not good. It's not good. One thing that I really like to do regular foot massages. This is a great practice that moves your awareness from your head, from all the mental chit-chat, down through your body and down to your feet. Okay, the foot massages, they activate the foot chakras, the reflexology points, the acupuncture points, and nourish the first chakra. Also, engage in daily practice of breathing in earth energies. This is free. Go outside. Or if you can't go outside, if you just have a balcony, I know people that have actually bought potting soil and enhance the potting soil with some crystals and stones, and just have a little tub and put their feet in it. That works too. Go outside, enjoy nature. If you can walk barefooted, do it. Meditate under a tree. Lie down in the sun, in the grass. You can lie down in the snow. I know people that do that. It's exhilarating. I've done it. Take in some earth energy into the entirety of your body. Okay? If you live by the beach, lucky you. Walk on the beach, get your feet and legs wet in the cold water. Also, the color red, utilizing pranic energy, light energy, color energy is really, really good. So wearing red-colored clothing, surrounding yourself with red fabrics, red flowers, crystals and beads and jewels, lipstick and makeup. The other thing, too, that I have found to be really, really helpful is buying some really inexpensive colored LED lights and allowing yourself to bask in them. There's also some infrared lights. I use some of those lights, the same lights that I use to light up my plants and feed them infrared light, red light during the winter months. That has been really, really helpful. Also, listen to rhythmic music. Participate in a drumming circle if that's your thing. I have hand drums all over my house, so I know when I'm feeling stressed, I'll pick one of those up and I'll tap it. I'll get into some like groove, put on some music and drum along with that. That's really, really fun. And also enjoying the sunrise and sunsets daily. Okay, these are things that are that's cheap. You know, it's free. You don't have to spend any money on that. So here is a very important step during and after the manifestation process, and also when you're trying to realign yourself with the manifestation process, and you've kind of fallen off the sort of wagon, is to go up the chakra system, starting from the first chakra, and give thanks. Give thanks and appreciation to all those who've helped you along every step of your journey in your life. Give thanks and appreciation to your superpowers. Give daily thanks and praise to the beauty and abundance that already surrounds you. Keep a daily appreciation journal, not as one more thing that you have to do, but just as something that you're like keeping track of it, that you're noticing what is around you. Intend to look for beauty. Intend to look for things to appreciate from moment to moment to moment, and watch your life transform. So I want to download you now with some yoga postures, some hand mudras, flower essences, essential oils, crystals and stones that help support and nourish the first chakra. So these are tools and practices. So the yoga poses. Half lotus is a good one. Lying tree pose, positions 1 and 2, that's good. Forward bends are fabulous. And when you do them, if you can really breathe through the long bones of your legs as you do them, whether you're doing them standing up or doing a seated forward bend, doesn't matter. But just think about breathing through the long bones of your legs. Doing deep squats is really, really fab. And for those of you in America, you know, the center of gravity in Americans tends to be higher. Whereas I'm part Asian, so me being in deep squat, that's like normal. You know, it's very anchoring. In fact, even when I'm in my house, I notice when I'm just kind of like hanging out, I'm in a deep squat. So, yeah, really, really interesting. I didn't really get that connection until it was like pointed out to me. Also, wind relieving pose is a good one. Mountain pose. Tadasana, that's good. Fierce pose. Utkatasana, that's a good one. Warrior pose. All forms. Triangle pose and eagle pose. Those are really, really fab. Now the hand mudras are really, really powerful because what they do, there's a lot of energy in our hands. And our hands are very, we're very clutchy. We're in these, quite often we're in these automated fisted positions, or we're holding in ways that are like really unconscious and tension activating. Seputa mudra. This is palm over palm, gently. Okay, so it's cupped, palm over palm, cupped. And this fosters serenity and awe with your own treasures and your own treats. This is about full-on appreciation. This mudra is great for balancing what you give with what you receive. Okay, so it's activating our seventh sense of gifting giving and the masculine gift of giving and the feminine gift of receiving. All right. Then there's the Ganesha mudra. So what we do is we begin with palm over palm. Then slowly we move our elbows out to our sides and we hook our fingers such that they are pressed against each other, and we hold, breathing deeply through 10 breathing cycles. This mudra is known as the dissolver of obstacles. Thank you, Ganesh. And is one of the great assistance while facing challenges and struggles, and it increases the strength and confidence to carry on. And so what you're doing is you're actually activating the hand meridians, the hand and the arm meridians, which is actually really, really fabulous to do. The next mudra is called Akash mudra, which is thumb to middle finger, that connection, and the Kayan mudra, which is thumb to index finger. These mudras strengthen, calm, and make very, very clear the connection to Source, God, Goddess, all that is. All right, so next, aromatherapy. These are essential oils. Clove oil is really good, the essential oil. Rosemary essential oil is very good, as is cypress and cedar. I will have links down in the description box below. I do not have any affiliates with any of these, so I will not gain financially if you click onto these things. So just do your thing, or you can do your own research. Now, flower essences. Flower essences are very, very powerful. They're not woo-woo. They're very, very, very powerful. And so the first few remedies are from the Batch Remedy Collection, or as some folks will say, Bach Remedy. It's actually pronounced batch. Bet you didn't know that. Anyways, so the first one I want to talk about is clematis. And this is effective for those of us who are kind of asleep in dreamland. Okay, these are the folks that fantasize about a perfect world. They live in their heads, and rather than deal with daily life, they tend to be airy-fairy, impractical folks. They tend to look pale, lack ambition and direction. They just kind of float around. They tend to sleep a lot. So there's, it's airy-fairy, but they tend to be kind of heavy in many ways, which is interesting. Clematis is also great for being awake and in the present. And it brings lightness to everyday reality, working in the present to manifest dreams into reality. Okay, the next batch remedy, I really, really like this one. It's sweet chestnut. This remedy is for anguish that's so unbearable that you're at the end of your rope, end of your tether, and you are way past being done already. You're freaking saturated, and your body and mind are just giving out. They're just on overload, too much input, you're just saturated. Okay, so these folks tend to have a longer tether than most and can and will endure hardships. So sweet chestnut, this remedy helps open and expands limits and allows one to tap into hope. All right, the next batch remedy is rock rose. Now this is the main component for the wonderful rescue remedy, which everybody should have rescue remedy in your home. I'm not kidding. If you're going to have one flower essence, have the batch rescue remedy on hand. And this deals with extremes: terror, anxiety, fears, panic attacks, and feeling endangered, often without knowing why, and even knowing why. It gives us courage to face terrible, challenging events and to see small deaths see death, see completion as part of transformation, part of the growing process of life. This is a fabulous remedy for panic attacks. Okay, now the next set of essences, there are two that I'm going to recommend. This is from the Living Tree Orchid Essences. I love these essences, and the Living Tree Orchid Essences, from the research that I have done, are a sort of higher order essences in that these essences, the orchids, are a much more evolved form of plant life. Okay, so the first one, defend and protect. And so these are great for, this is great for night terrors. And let's see, so defend and protect, I'm sorry, I can't even, I'm getting tired. I realize this is long. This is a long presentation, and I'm getting tired. Forgive me. All right. Blah, blah, blah. Start again. Defend and protect and shadow warrior from the Living Tree Orchid Essences. Great for night terrors. These essences provide deep protection for our spiritual and our energetic bodies when external dark energies are pervasive and we start feeling like we're under siege or under attack energetically. Okay, shadow warrior helps with the integration of our shadow self. So those are the parts of our personalities that are ready for healing because they are running us around. All right. And here is another remedy. This remedy is called the Emergency Essence. It's from the Australian Bushflower Essences created by Ian White. And there's also, he also has a Calm and Clear Essence Cream, which is organic, and you can smooth it topically on your skin and receive relief. I have actually massaged it into my second chakra and my low back, because when I tend to feel stressed, my low back tends to go into spasm. So I'm finding that this cream is very relieving. I will leave all the information in the description box so you can check these remedies out. And then, of course, here's some crystals and stones that assist in opening and establishing the energies of the first chakra and our superpower of divine manifestation. I'm going to list these names also in the description box below. Bloodstone is a good one. Obsidian is great to calm fears and anxieties, as is petrified or fossilized wood. Okay. Black tourmaline is good to ground the whirlie-twirlies. Red jasper is pretty awesome and very inexpensive. Smoky quartz is wonderful to calm and ground and anchor the physical body. Ruby is wonderful, and so is garnet, hematite, red aventurine, red calcite, rhodonite, and emerald calm. Notice that many of these stones are the color red or black or dark. The emerald, I like the emerald. It's green, but there are some dark colors that are, they're not of the highest quality, but their offerings are good. They're good to go. So if you can find some and you don't want to break the bank, that's always good. Well, my loves, that is our offering for the day for today's video. Please feel free to email me with any questions. My contact info is also in the description box below, along with the details and links. I can't tell you enough how important it is that you stay focused and grounded in your life, that you activate your appreciation for the gifts that you already have, that you receive support, that you're willing to ask for support. These are some very, very tender times, my love, and I'm going through it just as well. I'm not above any of this. I'm just like everybody else, learning to navigate the ups and downs of the totality of human experience. So, my loves, until next time, be the love that you are, share your love, enjoy your breath, enjoy your body, be kind. Here's to love, truth, and beauty. Mwah!